In 2015, you could pull your rental car into any casino parking garage on the Las Vegas Strip for free. You could walk through those heavy glass doors, feel that first blast of air conditioning hit your face, sit down at any slot machine, and within 60 seconds, a cocktail waitress would appear at your elbow. What are you drinking? Buffets cost $9.99. Housekeepers knocked every morning, and the room was just the room. You paid what it said. In 2025, you will pay $55 per night in something called a resort fee for amenities they have removed. You will pay $25 to park in a garage they used to let you use for free. That cocktail waitress? You might wait 30 minutes, if she comes at all. Here is the part that makes no sense. Las Vegas casinos made $31.5 billion last year. Record revenue. The most money the city has ever seen. So why does everything feel cheaper while costing more? Today we are counting down the top 10 ways Vegas hotels are quietly removing amenities while charging you more than ever. From the missing coffee makers that cost them $2 to provide, to the resort fee scam that adds $55 to your bill every single night. But before we start, the CEO of MGM just admitted on an earnings call that some of their prices were, quote, embarrassing. His exact words? Shame on us. Wait until you hear what he was apologizing for. Number 10, the missing coffee makers. You wake up in a $300 hotel room on the Strip. Your head is pounding. You stumble toward the desk looking for one thing. Coffee, there is no coffee maker. Walk into any Motel 6 in America. Coffee maker, Hampton Inn. Coffee maker, some roadside Best Western in Kansas. Coffee maker, walk into Aria. No coffee maker. Venetian, no coffee maker. Caesar's Palace, the most famous casino in America. No coffee maker, because they do not want you in your room drinking free coffee. They want you downstairs at the $7 Starbucks. Number 9, the mini bar that made a CEO apologize. June 2025. A guest at Aria opens the mini bar. Fiji water bottle, $26. The same bottle cost $1.87 on Amazon. That is a 1,300% markup. A can of Coke, not a cocktail, a can of Coke, $13.75. At Vidara, guests found water bottles placed on the desk, not in the mini bar, on the desk, where complimentary items go. They looked free. They drank them. Checkout surprise, $24.75 per bottle. MGM CEO Bill Hornbuckle finally addressed it in October. Quote, whether it is the infamous bottle of water or Starbucks coffee at Excalibur that cost $12. Shame on us. End quote. Number 8, the buffet apocalypse. In 2020, there were over 70 casino buffets in this city. 70. That smell of crab legs and prime rib and chocolate fountains used to hit you the moment you walked past them. Today, you can count the survivors on your fingers. Maybe 12 left. Luxor Buffet, gone. March 2025. Mirage Cravings, gone. Westgate Fresh, gone without notice. And the ones that remain? Bacchanal at Caesars now charges $91.99 for dinner. The $9.99 buffet is dead. A gaming analyst said it plainly, quote, the decision was purely driven by the bottom line, end quote. But here is what the analysts miss. The cheap buffet was never about the food. It was about the promise, abundance, excess, getting more than you paid for. That promise is dead. Those are the cuts you notice immediately. The coffee maker that is not there, the $26 water, the buffet that closed. But the next 4, they are designed so you will not notice until it is too late. Number 7, the death of free parking. This one happened so slowly, most people do not even remember it was ever different. In 2015, you could drive onto the Las Vegas Strip, pull into any casino, and park for free. MGM Grand, free. Bellagio, free. Caesar's Palace, free. It was just part of the deal. You come gamble with us, we let you park your car. In 2016, MGM did something no casino had ever done. They started charging for parking. Everyone said it would fail. Everyone said tourists would revolt. Everyone said the other casinos would never follow. Every single one of them followed. Today, self-parking at an MGM property costs $20 on a weekday, $25 on a weekend. Valet is $40. Caesars charges $23 for self-park, $50 for valet. A 3-night weekend trip, you are paying $75 just to leave your car in a concrete garage for a spot that costs them nothing to provide. The only places left with free parking? Circus Circus. some downtown casinos, and Resorts World, but only because Resorts World is so desperate for customers, they started waiving fees this summer. When the newest casino on the strip has to give away parking to get people in the door, that tells you something. Number 6, the cocktail waitress who never comes. This is the one that hurts because it is so hard to prove. You sit down at a slot machine. You start playing. You look around for a cocktail waitress, and you wait. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. In the old days, and by old days I mean 2019, a drink would appear within 5 minutes of sitting down. That was the whole point. Keep them drinking, keep them playing, keep them happy. Now, casinos have cut cocktail staff by what some employees estimate is half. The waitresses who remain are covering twice the floor space, and some casinos have installed monitoring systems. At Caesars properties, there are video poker bars with little lights. Green means the system has detected you are betting enough to deserve a drink. Red means you are not betting enough. You sit there, you play, you wait for your light to turn green, like a dog waiting for a treat. Some machines will not even let a server take your order until you insert your player's card. No loyalty card, no drink. This is what the free drinks have become, a behavioral modification system. Bet more, wait longer, prove you deserve it. Number 5, the housekeepers they sent home. In August 2020, Nevada passed a law requiring daily housekeeping in hotel rooms. It was a COVID safety measure. Clean the rooms every day, protect the guests, protect the workers. In May 2023, Governor Lombardo signed a bill repealing that requirement. The casinos said it was about guest choice. They claimed 40% of guests were declining daily housekeeping anyway. They said people wanted privacy. The culinary union saw it differently. Quote, "This is short-term cost cutting that is really about long-term downsizing," end quote. Here's what actually happened. Hotels stopped cleaning rooms every day. They offered guests credits to skip housekeeping entirely. They cut shifts. They laid off housekeepers. And here's what nobody talks about. Housekeepers are often the only people who enter a room during a guest's stay. They find things, drugs, weapons, medical emergencies, people who have not moved in days. A housekeeper named Maria Perez told a reporter something that stuck with me. Quote, "Do you think a room that has not been cleaned in 5 days can be cleaned in 30 minutes? End quote. The casinos are not just cutting a service. They are cutting the people who kept those buildings safe. And they are doing it while still charging you a $55 resort fee that claims to cover amenities like housekeeping. Those are the cuts happening in the background. The parking garage you forgot used to be free. The cocktail waitress you assumed was just busy. The housekeeper who never knocked. But the next 3 are not hidden at all. They are right there on your bill. And they are where the real money gets extracted. Number 4, the resort fee that ate Las Vegas. In 2010, resort fees averaged about $10 a night. They were supposed to cover the pool, the gym, the Wi-Fi, things that used to just be included. In 2025, the resort fee at Bellagio is $55 per night. Aria, $55. Cosmopolitan, $55. Vidara, $55. And here's what nobody tells you until checkout. That $55 is subject to tax, so it is actually about $61 per night on top of your room rate. A 3-night stay at a quote-unquote $200 a night hotel. Your resort fees alone are $183 before you have set foot in the pool, before you have touched a single weight in the gym, before you have done anything except exist in the building. You cannot decline the resort fee. It is mandatory. Even if you never use the pool, even if you never use the Wi-Fi, even if you never use a single amenity, it claims to cover. MGM raised their resort fees twice in 2024. Once in January, once in December. They raised them again in 2025. When Resorts World opened in 2021, they promised to be different. No resort fees. That lasted about a year. Now they charge $55 too. The only reason they started waiving them this summer is because they are hemorrhaging money and nobody is showing up. The resort fee is not a fee for amenities. It is a second room rate, one that does not show up when you search for hotels online, one that lets them advertise a $29 room that actually costs $90. Number 3, the layoffs nobody is talking about. This one is harder to see because it happens behind the scenes, but if you have been paying attention, the clues are everywhere. April 2025, MGM quietly eliminates over 130 contact center jobs. The people who used to answer your phone calls when you had a problem, gone. Same month, MGM cuts valet and bell services at Excalibur. The people who used to help you with your bags, park your car, make your arrival feel like an event? Gone. 34 concierge positions eliminated across 6 MGM properties. The people who used to book your restaurants, get you show tickets, solve problems you did not even know you had. Gone. September 2025. MGM fires the majority of their corporate HR vice presidents. The people who were supposed to be looking out for employees? Gone. At Cosmopolitan, sources say 90% of the contact center staff has been eliminated. 90%. Fontainebleau, the newest mega resort on the Strip, laid off over 60 dealers in May 2025. The building is not even 2 years old. MGM's CFO said it plainly on an earnings call. Quote, "We are always managing our labor expenses." End quote. What does managing labor expenses look like in practice? It looks like a digital concierge app handling 70,000 conversations a month that used to be handled by humans. It looks like automated dealers at blackjack tables. It looks like kiosks replacing cashiers. It looks like hold times that stretch to an hour because there is nobody left to answer the phone. Number 2, the opt-out scam. This one is genius, and I mean that in the worst way possible. Here's how it works. You check into your hotel, they offer you a deal, skip housekeeping for the week, and we will give you a $60 food credit. Some properties offer $10 or $20 per day. Sounds great, right? Free money just to make your own bed. Except you are already paying a $55 per night resort fee, and that resort fee specifically lists housekeeping as one of the amenities it covers. So you are paying $55 a night for housekeeping, then accepting $10 a day to give it up. You are not saving money. You are paying $45 a day for nothing. But here is why the casinos love this. Every time you accept that opt-out credit, you create a paper trail, a record that says guests voluntarily declined housekeeping, data they can show to regulators when they want to. Cut more staff, evidence that people do not really want daily cleaning. In March 2025, the Nevada legislature introduced a bill to bring back mandatory daily housekeeping. Governor Lombardo has already said he will veto it. The casinos have their data. See, 40% of guests declined. They must not want it. They wanted it. They just did not realize they were already paying for it. The missing coffee maker cost you $7 at Starbucks. The minibar gouges you for $26. The parking fee takes $75 over a weekend. But number 1 is different. Number 1 is why the whole system works. It is not a single fee or a single cut. It is the math itself, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Number 1, the $29 room that costs $115. Let me show you the math they do not want you to see. You go online, you search for hotels in Las Vegas, you find a deal, $29 a night at a major strip casino. You book 3 nights, $87 total. That is incredible. That is cheaper than a roadside Motel 6. You check in, you check out, you look at your bill, room rate, $87. Just like it said, resort fee, $55 per night times 3 nights, $165. Tax on resort fee, another $18. Parking, $25 a day times 3 days, $75. Your total, $345. Your $29 room cost you $115 per night, almost 4 times what was advertised. This is not an accident. This is not a mistake. This is the business model. The resort fee exists specifically so casinos can advertise low room rates while extracting the real price at checkout. If they charged $115 per night up front, you might book somewhere else. You might compare prices honestly. You might realize that a Marriott off the strip costs the same without the tricks. But a $29 room, that gets clicks, that gets bookings, that gets you in the door. And once you are in the door, where are you going to go? Caesars CEO Tom Reeg admitted it on an earnings call. Quote, "We might have gotten over our skis pricing wise," end quote, over their skis. Like it was an accident, like they slipped and fell into charging you 4 times the advertised rate. Here's what happens when you squeeze customers too hard. July 2025. Las Vegas visitor numbers dropped 12% compared to July 2024. That is not a small dip, that is a collapse. And it was not just one bad month. Las Vegas has now seen 6 consecutive months of year-over-year decline. Hotel occupancy fell to 66.7%, down 17% from the year before. Room taxes and gaming fees dropped 14%. Canadian visitors down 27% 16%. Mexican visitors down 17%. The international tourists who used to flood this city are staying at home. And here's the number that should terrify every casino executive. Nevada gaming revenue in 2024 was $31.5 billion, record-breaking, the highest ever. But Strip casino net income down 40.4%. Revenue up, profits down. That means they are spending more to make less. That means the business model is breaking. Resorts World opened in 2021 as the future of Las Vegas. $3 billion. The first new mega resort on the Strip in over a decade. It was supposed to change everything. This summer, Resorts World started waiving resort fees. They started offering free parking. They started running desperate promotions just to get people through the door. The newest casino in Las Vegas is giving away the things every other casino charges for because nobody is showing up. UNLV economist Jeremy Aguero said something in an interview that should keep casino executives up at night. Quote, "No one suggested this community is recession-proof." End quote. For decades, Las Vegas believed it was untouchable. People will always gamble. People will always drink. People will always want to escape, but people are not stupid, and eventually they do the math. So let me tell you what is actually happening here. A coffee maker costs $2 to provide. They removed it so you would spend $7 at Starbucks. A bottle of water cost them 50 cents. They charge you 26. A buffet that brought people joy for 30 years, gone. Replaced by nothing. Free parking that cost them nothing to offer, $25 a day. Cocktail waitresses who kept gamblers happy and gambling, cut in half. Housekeepers who kept buildings safe and rooms clean, sent home with a $10 credit and a thank you for your sacrifice. Resort fees that were $10 in 2010 are now $55, and they go up every single year. The CEO of MGM stood on an earnings call and said, "Shame on us," then raised prices again. This is not about the economy. This is not about inflation. Nevada casinos made $31.5 billion last year. Record revenue, more money than they have ever made in history. This is about what happens when an industry decides that customers have nowhere else to go. This is about what happens when the bean counters take over and realize they can remove the things people love and charge more for what remains. This is about what happens when a city built on giving people a good time decides that the good time is optional, but the fees are mandatory. And it is starting to backfire. Visitors are down, occupancy is down. The middle-class families who used to save up for a Vegas weekend are staying home. The bachelor parties are going to Nashville. The girls' trips are going to Miami. The gamblers are driving to Indian casinos 2 hours from home where the drinks still flow and the parking is still free. The only people left are the high rollers who do not care about fees and the convention. Attendees whose companies pay the bill. Everyone else has done the math. Here is what I think happens next. Resorts World is the canary in the coal mine. When the newest casino on the Strip starts giving away the things everyone else charges for, that is a signal. That is the market telling you that something is broken. Either the other casinos follow and start competing on value again, or they do not and the decline continues. 6 months of falling visitor numbers becomes 12. 12 becomes 24. And eventually someone in a boardroom looks at the spreadsheet and realizes that the resort fee that seemed so clever is actually emptying the building. Vegas has survived recessions. It has survived competition from tribal casinos and online gambling and 1,000 other threats. It survived because it always offered something you could not get anywhere else. The lights, the shows, the feeling that anything could happen. But you can get lights anywhere now. You can see shows anywhere. And the feeling that anything could happen has been replaced by the certainty that you are going to get squeezed. The casinos think you have no choice. They think you will keep coming back no matter how much they take and how little they give. Prove them wrong. Read your bill line by line. Know what you are actually paying before you book. Tell the front desk you want daily housekeeping and you are not accepting a credit to skip it. Write reviews. Share your receipts. Make noise. And if the math does not work, stay home. Go somewhere else. Let them feel what an empty casino floor looks like. Because right now, the only language they understand is money, and the only vote that counts is the one you make with your wallet. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you want more videos like this, and drop a comment telling me which Vegas fee makes you the angriest. I will see you in the next one.